So this was first reported, Wall Street Journal. Here's the headline. If war comes, will the U.S. Navy be prepared? KT McFarland, she's a sailor, former Deputy National Security Advisor, served in the Trump administration. KT, good morning to you. Thanks for coming back here. Answer the question. Is it prepared?
Nope. Bottom line is this report is devastating, and it's very credible. You know, normally reports like this, well, it's the think tank people or a couple of former generals or admirals, or it's even people that sort of sanitize it up the chain of command. In this case, they interviewed people anonymously, not just officers, but enlisted people, enlisted personnel, and they did it in a way that wasn't through the chain of command. In other words, they got the unvarnished truth from the people who are supposed to be doing the job and responsible for winning America's naval battles. And what they said overwhelmingly is that we're not prepared. Part of it is resources, but a big part of it is, as Lucas just pointed out, it's the bureaucratic mindset, and it's the focus on wokeism and political correctness at the expense of warfighting. I mean, Bill, here's how bad it is. Training. Officers who are going to surface warfare, ships, they're going to ships. They're not being trained before. They're just sent onto the ships and said, here's your job. Oh, and by the way, here are 20 CDs. We want you to look at these. They'll show you how to do your job. That's not training for war.
Couple things. A ship burning in San Diego last year, that was a call to arms. You had 2 destroyer collisions in the Pacific back in 2017. That was 4 years ago. I don't know what you were thinking at the time, but I thought we rebuilt our military during the Trump years. Did we not?
We did, but this is not something that happens overnight. This is something that's taken 20 or 30 years to deal with. A lot of it is the legacy of the 2 terms of the Obama administration, the defense cutbacks, but it's particularly the burden of it has been borne by the U.S. Navy. You know, we have just spent 20 years fighting land wars in the Middle East. That's the Army, that's the Marines, that's the Air Force. We've not used the Navy. So as a result, the Navy's budget has been cut. The Navy's training has been cut. The Navy's maintenance and operations have been cut. The result is, as we look forward, what are the wars of the future? What's the threat of the future? It's going to be in Asia. It's going to be on the seas. It's going to be in the South China Sea. It's going to be in Taiwan. It's going to be maritime trade. And that's what we're not prepared for. And what President Biden has done, sadly, he's cut the defense budget, including the Navy budget.
Here's the quote that sticks out to me in the Journal piece. I guarantee you every unit in the Navy is up to speed on their diversity training. I'm sorry I can't say the same of their ship handling training. How is that now working or finding its way in the U.S. military?
Look, it comes at a price. The diversity training, the wokeness, the filling out the bureaucratic forms to make sure you've checked all of those boxes of cultural issues, they come at a cost of time and effort and training. And as a result of that, the focus is not on warfighting. It's not on winning wars. It's not on how you're going to have to adapt in modern warfare. It's on all these cultural issues. And it's what it's also done is it's taken that notion that you got to be responsible for your own ship, and it's sort of bureaucratized it. So today, if you're in charge of you're the captain on a vessel anywhere in the world, you got the people in the Pentagon looking over your shoulder in real time. They've got the camera feed, critiquing everything you're doing. And yet in modern warfare, what's the first thing that's going to happen in a modern war? Communications are going to go out. That captain on the deck of that ship, he's not going to be able to check and get his orders from Washington. He has to, on the spot, adapt. You don't want to have the first time he does that in the middle of a war.
Just to put a button on it, here it is from the Journal. China will be the big topic when Carlos Del Toro, President Biden's nominee for Navy Secretary, appears before the Senate Armed Services Committee on Tuesday. Perhaps Mr. Del Toro, a former destroyer captain, can shake the Navy awake. As the new report notes in closing, there isn't much time for learning once war is underway. We'll watch for that. KT McFarland, nice to have you back on our show today. Thanks.